and compensates, makes whole these individuals who've suffered such an atrocity.
And Areva, who was disproportionately targeted? I mean, I'm guessing African Americans, women.
African American and women. You know, there was this whole gender thing happening. You know, it was thought that women in particular were incapable of making, you know, good decisions about their reproductive rights, or that they were more promiscuous than men. So women were targeted. And as we heard in the piece, African Americans disproportionately impacted in a negative way by this, you know, this state action. And that's what's so galling about this. This isn't, you know, private individuals. This is every branch of government, state legislature, the executive branch, and the judicial branch determining that certain individuals and those, you know, who without a voice in our society were not, you know, were not worthy of having children.
And Paul, this was happening in 33 states, including Puerto Rico. North Carolina, are they the only ones even talking about compensation?
Well, as you showed in your graphic, there were more than 30 states that actually had these laws, but only 7 of them have actually recommended an apology, taken a position at all. There are still 20-some-odd states that haven't even gone that far. So the idea that the states will face this with compensation skips over the fact that many of them haven't even admitted that it happened.
There's also, I guess, Paul, some who kind of view this as a left-right argument. To you, do you see it in those terms?
I don't see it that way either today or historically. Historically, there were people from all branches of not only government, but all parts of the political spectrum that supported eugenics. Every president from Teddy Roosevelt to Herbert Hoover, and those in the middle, including people like Woodrow Wilson, Democrats, Republicans, and independents supported some kind of eugenics in the first third of the century. Today, we've got almost everyone condemning it, but I see very few people coming forward and saying it's time to address this with some kind of compensation.
Areva, is there any accurate number of how many people are still alive who were directly affected by this? I mean, in the piece, Elizabeth was reporting some 2,000 maybe alive in North Carolina.
Yeah, you know, that number is startling enough for North Carolina, Anderson, but also what we do know is that, you know, reparations occurred with respect to Japanese internment camps. You know, Reagan and then President Bush, you know, provided resources, $20,000 for individuals who were in those internment camps. And I would say that's the floor for these individuals, because that was displacement, that was loss of property. We're talking about violation of people's bodies, you know, being forced into surgery, being coerced, being told that if you don't sign for this surgery, you're going to be placed in an orphanage, or in the case of parents on welfare, that they were going to lose their benefits if they did not, you know, submit to this surgery. So the numbers are staggering. And there's a case, Anderson, in Alberta, Canada, where a woman sued the government for wrongful sterilization and actually recovered over $700,000. And that caused that government to step up and make available close to $140 million to individuals, over 1,000 who had been, you know, sterilized by a similar government program. So there's a little hope out there that North Carolina and other states, and I recognize what Paul is saying, that some states haven't even said they're sorry, but I think North Carolina has an opportunity to do something unique, and that's to say that these individuals matter, that, you know, even though they were voiceless in society, that they are human beings and they matter.
It's, again, it's just stunning. We'll continue to follow it. Areva Martin, appreciate it, and Paul Lombardo as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just ahead tonight, Arab League monitors arrive in the city in the heart of Syria's uprising, but are they going to make any difference? Tens of thousands of